Hello and welcome to tonight's matchup between the JV boys Eau Claire Immanuel Lutheran Lancers and the Alma Center Lincoln Hornets. We'll have Weiss tip off against Cito. Weiss wins it, however goes to Rademacher. Pass inside to Plath. Plath passes inside to Quaid, back out to Plath. Plath skip pass across to Cito. Cito will drive inside, lose it out of bounds, and it'll become the Lincoln's ball, the Hornets ball. Fisher inside. Lance is running a press. Back to Conda, to Fisher. Across to Anderson. Back to Weiss. And a foul will be called on Rademacher. Rademacher's first, personal teams first. Fisher to pass in. Get it in to Conda. Conda looks to drive. Lance is in a 1-3-1. Pass back out to Fisher. Fisher then across to Anderson. Looks underneath. Decides otherwise. Decides to drive. And then passes back out to Conda. Almost taken away there by Platt. Pass then across to Fisher. Skip pass to Conda. Looks inside. Ball sipped away. Picked up by Roots. Roots will take it the other way for the Lancers. Pass ahead to Platt. Plath dribbles around the perimeter, passes up to Cito. Cito back to Plath. Plath to Cito again. Nothing for him on the drive. Passes back to Plath in the corner to Roots. Fakes a three, drives inside, lays one up. No good. Rebounded there by Rademacher. Pass out to Roots. Roots skip past to Plath. Plath drives inside, lays one up and in. Plath for two. Lance is again running the press. Anderson with it. To Fisher to Conda. Conda back to Fisher. Looks to get across half court. Passes it over to Anderson. Anderson looking to drive. Gets stopped underneath and passes back out to Fisher. Top the key now to Conda. Back to Fisher. Skip pass to Conda. Almost taken away there by Plath. Looks to pass underneath. Passes out to Anderson. Again almost taken away by Plath. Then out to Fisher. Fisher now right wing. Looks to pass inside. Passes instead out to Conda. Conda looks to drive. Nothing there. Passes out to Anderson. Anderson to Fisher. Out to Conda. Conda back to Fisher. Across to Anderson. Inside to Reddy. Out to Conda. Down to Fisher for three. No good. Rebounded there by Quaid. Quaid will take it up himself. Pass down to Plath. Plath back up to Cito. Cito then inside to Roots. Roots to Quaid. Quaid goes up and misses. Ball falls off Anderson. And we'll get some subs that'll be burnt. And Gerdes will come in for the Hornets. Plath pass in. Gets it inside to Quaid. Quaid underneath to Rademacher. Rademacher out to Roots, then to Plath. Plath for three. Misses just short. Rebounded there by Rademacher. And a foul will be called, I believe, on Burnt. And it is. That'll be Burnt's first personal, team's first. Plath now to pass in for the Lancers. Plath to get it into Cito. Looks to drive inside, skip pass across to Roots. Roots down to Plath. Plath up to Cito. To Roots. Fakes a three. Back up to Cito, then to Rademacher. Rademacher will go up for a jump shot. Miss. Ball is rebounded there by Fisher. Fisher will take it the other way. Slows it down around half court. Passes across to Gerdes. Back to Fisher. Then down to Burnt. Back to Fisher. Skip pass to Anderson. Anderson left wing, looks to drive inside. Takes a jump shot instead, misses long. Ball is rebounded by Roots. Roots ahead to Quaid. He'll lose it out of bounds to Anderson. However, they're going to call Anderson for a foul. Be his first personal, team's second. Plath again to pass in for the Lancers. Plath get it into Quaid. Fakes a three, passes to Sito. Looks to drive inside. Gets a screen from Quaid. Dribbles up around the perimeter, then passes to Roots. Roots deep, top of the key. Right wing now to Plath. High post, nope, to Sito around the perimeter. To Rademacher underneath. Loses his footing. Shoots while falling. Rebounded by Weiss. Pass ahead to Burnt. Back to Fisher. Fisher now across to Gerdes. Fisher across to Anderson. Ball's tipped away by Rademacher. Taken back by Gerdes. Taken away by Quaid, and then taken back by Burnt. Jump ball between Burnt and Roots will result in Lincoln's ball. Fisher to pass in. Fisher will get it in to Burnt, who will score for two. Score is tied at 2. 11:40 left to play. Plath goes up for a jumper, misses, rebounded by Anderson. Anderson will now take it the other way. Hurrying down the court. Stopped by Plath, pass back out to Fisher. Then across to Gerdes. Gerdes across to Fisher with the bounce pass. Underneath to Burnt. Tries going across to Weiss. Pass goes through his hands and out of bounds. So it'll be the Lancers' ball. Sito now to pass in. Pass comes into Roots, and Roots will take it the other way for the Lancers. Roots across to Plath. Looks inside, nothing there. Skip pass across to Sito. Sito inside to Quaid. Nice read there by Burnt. He'll take it away from him. Burnt up to Fisher. Fisher to Gerdes. Gerdes for 3. Misses just short. Rebounded there by Rademacher. Ball is tipped out by Gerdes, and it would remain the Lancers' ball. Thorough comes in for the Lancers, and Conda comes back in for the Hornets. Sito into Roots, and Roots will take it to the court for the Lancers. Roots gets it across to Plath. Plath inside to Rademacher. Outside to Sito. Sito with a jump shot and will score for 2. Lancers again running a press. Conda with it. Gets it across to Weiss. Back to Conda. Looks for a 3. Passes underneath to Burnt. Burnt tries getting it out to Gerdes. Taken away by Plath. Just misses the dunk. Gerdes with it. Gerdes down to Burnt. Burnt skip pass across to Conda. Then down to Anderson. Anderson to Gerdes. Goes underneath, tipped away, regained by Weiss, who will score for 2. Roots with it now for the Lancers, and a timeout is called by the Lancers. 30-second timeout, score is tied at 4. 10 minutes left to play. Sito taking up court for the Lancers. Sito across to Plath. Plath skip pass across to Roots. Roots for 3. Rolls in and out. Rebounded there by Burnt. Burnt out to Fisher, and Fisher take it the other way. And a body will be called on Roots. It'll be Roots' first personal, team's second. Fisher to pass in for the Hornets. Olsen comes in for the Hornets. Gerdes pass to Fisher. Looks underneath and skip pass across to Conda. Conda underneath to Olsen. Tries passing it out to Fisher, taken away by Roots. Roots now across to Siddle. Looks underneath to Rademacher. Nothing there. Gets to Thorough instead, who will score for 2. Gerdes with it across to Conda. Conda then to Fisher. Out to Gerdes. To Fisher. To Conda. Inside to Gerdes. And rolls in and out. Saved by Fisher from going out of bounds. Pass out to Burnt. Burnt looks to drive. Passes out to Conda. Fakes a 3. Looks for a skip pass. Then passes underneath to Burnt. Burnt goes up for a shot. Misses. Rebounded there by Siddle. Siddle will now take it the other way for the Lancers. Pass across to Roots. Roots back to Siddle. Siddle to Roots. Roots underneath to Thorough. Thorough gets it out to Siddle. Takes a 3. Looks to drive. Bumps back out. And passes up top of the key to Roots. Roots back to Siddle. Looks inside. Then skip pass across to Plath. Taken away by Roots. Roots underneath to Thorough, who is blocked for a shot. I believe will be called on Conda. And it is. It'll be his first personal, team second. Thorough shooting 2. He'll miss his first, but we'll shoot one more. Weiss and Anderson will come back in for the Hornets. Radical comes in for the Lancers. Thorough shoots one more. He'll miss this one as well. Rebounded by Weiss. Pass out to Gerdes. Back to Anderson. Anderson to Gerdes again. Then across to Fisher. Fisher high post to Weiss. Weiss in the corner. Now up to Anderson. Lancers now switched to a 2-3. Pass to Fisher. Fisher then out to Olsen, I believe. Yeah. Then out to Anderson. And Olsen gets it out to Gerdes. Taken away by Roots. Tries passing ahead to Rademacher. Taken away by Weiss. Weiss head to Fisher. Fisher out to Gerdes. Anderson. Anderson then underneath to Gerdes. Tries passing out to Fisher, taken away by Siddle. Siddle across to Rademacher. Rademacher out to Radical. To Siddle again. Hornets now running a 2-3. Siddle to Radical, to Quaid, to Roots. Underneath to Radical. Underneath to Rademacher. Goes up with a shot and scores for 2. Rademacher for 2. Anderson with it. Pass back to Fisher. Across to Gerdes. Then out to Anderson again. Anderson underneath to Olsen. Travel is called. Radicals on the breakaway though. Wales in for the Lancers. Ready and Burnt in for the Hornets. Wales gets it into Siddle, and Siddle will take it up the court for the Lancers. Siddle across to Radical. Radical back to Siddle. Siddle then across to Wales. Skip pass to Radical. Radical underneath to Rademacher. Nice look there. Goes up with a shot and scores for 2. Rademacher for 2. 10-4. Lancers currently lead by 6. 6:06 left to play. And a timeout is called by the Hornets. Be a full timeout called by the Hornets. Weiss to pass in for the Hornets. Pass comes into Fisher. Fisher across to Anderson. Anderson goes underneath to Weiss. Misses his shot. Rebounded there by Sito. Sito now taking it the other way for the Lancers. Passes across to Radical. Radical back up to Sito, then across to Wales. Looks inside. Nothing there. Comes back out to Sito. Inside to Thorough. Thorough now high post. Goes underneath to Radical. Radical dribbles back out around the perimeter and passes to Sito. Sito across to Wales. Looks underneath. Nothing there. Pass back to Sito. To Wales yet again. Looks underneath. Pass out to Radical. Radical back out to Sito. Sito with a three. And he'll hit it. Fisher now taking it the other way for the Hornets. Pass across to Anderson. Looks inside. Nothing there. Comes out to Reddy. Reddy goes underneath to Weiss. Taken away by Thorough. Pass to Wales. Wales across to Radical. Looks underneath. Pass back to Wales. Then to Sito. To Wales yet again. To Sito. Still nothing underneath that he likes. And passes back to Wales. Inside to Rademacher this time. Back out to Sito. Sito again for three. Miss off the inside of the rim. Picked up by Rademacher. And then taken away by Weiss. Pass out to Fisher. Fisher to Anderson. Anderson out to Fisher. Fisher then to Reddy. Back to Fisher. Then across to Anderson. Looks underneath. Nothing there. Takes a fake shot from high post. Pass out to Fisher. Underneath to Burnt. Burnt goes up into traffic and a foul is called. I believe on Thorough. Yes. Be Thorough's first personal, team's third. Burnt shooting two. And Burnt will make his first. Quade Carsonson and Brando coming for the Lancers. And we'll have Conda and can't see his number. Gerdes come back in for the Hornets. Burnt makes both of his free throws. Wales now taking it the other way. Pass across to Radical. Radical to Wales. Saves it from going across half court. Back to Brandel. Brandel looking to drive. Nothing there. Tries getting it out to Wales. Almost taken away there by Gerdes. Pass underneath to Quaid. Quaid muscles his way up and in for two. Gerdes across to Fisher, then to Conda. Conda looks underneath. Passes out instead to Burnt. Burnt to Fisher. Lances back to a 1-3-1. Shot from three, no good. Rebounded there by Fisher. Puts it up for two. Misses as well. Rebounded again by Fisher. And he'll pass across to Conda. Conda goes underneath to Weiss. Misses a shot but is fouled by Wales. Be Wales' first personal, team's fourth. Weiss shooting two. He'll miss his first and will shoot one more. He'll miss this one as well. Rebounded by Burnt. Pass out to Gerdes. Then to Conda, then to Fisher. Fisher to Gerdes, to Fisher again. High post, then to Weiss. Looks underneath to Burnt, taken away by Wales. Wales goes underneath to Radical. Radical back out to Wales. Underneath to Quaid. Quaid looks for a high post shot. Takes it after. Ball is tipped. Rebounded by Gerdes. Gerdes across to Conda. Taken away by Radical, but the ball will go out of bounds and remain the Hornets' ball. Johnson will come in for the Hornets. And Leduc will come in for the Lancers. Conda will get it into Fisher, and Fisher will take it up the court for the Lancers. For the Hornets. Gerdes passes out to Burnt, then to Fisher. Fisher for 3. No good. Rebounded there by Quaid, and he'll take it the other way for the Lancers. Quaid underneath to Leduc. Leduc for 2. Fisher now taking it the other way. Fisher goes across to Conda. Conda inside to Burnt. Burnt now high post. Goes underneath to Johnson. Johnson up for 2. No good. Rebounded there by Quaid. Quaid underneath to Leduc for 2 again. No good. Rebounded by Johnson. Pass out to Fisher. Fisher take it the other way for the Hornets. Then goes underneath to Gerdes. Misses his 3. Rebounded by Brandel. Brandel out to Wales, and Wales take it to the court for the Lancers. Underneath to Carsonson, taken away by Burnt. Pass to Fisher. Fisher to Conda. Minute 40 left to play. Conda to Gerdes. Back to Conda. Out to Johnson. To Fisher. Fisher down in the corner to Gerdes. Looks to drive. Pass to Burnt. Burnt up with the shot, and he'll score for 2. Quaid now taking it the other way. 17-8. Lancers currently lead by 9. Minute 20. Quaid inside to Carsonson. Ball's tipped and taken away by Conda. Conda then goes underneath to Burnt. Burnt to Gerdes. To Conda for 3. No good. Rebounded there by Leduc. Pass out to Quaid, and Quaid will take it the other way. Just under a minute now. Brando with it. Brando skip pass across to Wales. Wales underneath to Carsonson. Back out to Wales. Fakes a 3. Looks to drive. Gets stopped underneath. Passes out to Quaid. Looks for a shot. No, nothing there. Passes underneath to Leduc. Taken away by Fisher. 30 seconds now. Fisher in the corner to Gerdes. Gerdes passes out to Conda. Drives. Misses his 2. And steps out of bounds. And he was the first one to touch it after it went out of bounds. So either way, he was in trouble. Subs in for the Lancers would be Plath and Rademacher. And Sito. And Rutz. Oh man, there's 4 of them. I believe there was at least one. Oh yeah, Olsen came in for the Hornets. Sito with it. Pass. Oh, and Anderson. To Plath. Plath goes underneath to Rutz. 10 seconds. Rutz out to Sito. Sito for 3. Yes. 2 seconds. Taken away by Rutz. Rutz for 3. No go. 20-8, and that'll end the first half. Lancers up by 12, and we'll see you in approximately 7 to 8 minutes. Hello and welcome back to the second half of the boys JV game between the Eau Claire Immanuel Lutheran Lancers and the Alma Center Lincoln Hornets. Again, this is Joe Brenta commentating for you. Alongside me is Caleb Eichstead, who will be doing camera. Lancers currently lead 20-8, up by 12, and I believe it'll be the Hornets' ball starting this half. Oh, it'll be the Lancers' ball. Roots will get it into Plath, and Plath will take it up the court for the Lancers. Skip pass across to Radical. Radical underneath to Rademacher, to Quaid. Quaid with a jump shot, and no good for two. Rebounded by Rademacher. Pass out to Roots. Fakes a three. Drives inside. Pass out to Rademacher. Skip pass to Radical. Radical now opposite. Left wing. Passes to Quaid. Quaid to drive baseline. Gets stopped underneath. Passes out to Radical. Radical to Roots. Roots for three. Yes. Anderson with it. Lancers have him trapped. He gets out of it though and passes to Gerdes. Gerdes underneath to Weiss. Misses his shot. Rebounded by Quaid. Quaid is fouled by Weiss. First personal, teams first of the half. Roots now to pass in. Roots to Plath. Plath to Radical. Radical to Plath. To Rademacher. Underneath to Quaid. Goes up for a shot, misses, but is fouled underneath by, I believe, Anderson. Can't see if he said Gerdes or Anderson, though. It'll be Anderson. It'll be Anderson. Second personal, team second of the half. Quaid misses his first, but will shoot one more. He'll make this one though. Pass comes in to Anderson. Anderson to Weiss. Weiss makes it across half court. Pass to Roots. Roots ahead to Plath. Plath will bounce back out. Drives underneath. Pass out to Roots. Roots for three. No good this time. Rebounded by Radical. Out to Roots. Roots to Plath. Looks three. Looks to drive. Passes to Quaid. Opposite corner. Quaid is called for a travel. Gerdes now to pass in. Lancer still running a press. 1-2-1-1 it looks like. Conda with it. Pass back to Gerdes. Gerdes to Conda again. Conda across to Weiss. Weiss will make it across half court. Pass comes back to Conda. Looks for three. Passes to Reddy. Reddy for two along the high post. Misses. Rebounded by Quaid. Quaid lays it up and in. Timeout is called by the Hornets. 26-8. Lancers currently lead by 18, if my math is accurate-ish. Yes, maybe. I don't know. Something around there. 14-16 left to play in the second half. Gerdes now to pass in for the Hornets. He'll get it into Anderson. Anderson back to Gerdes. Gerdes to Conda. Conda will make it across half court. Lancers in a 1-3-1. Pass underneath to Reddy. Reddy out to Anderson. Back inside to Reddy. Passes out to Anderson, able to maintain possession. Passes out then to Gerdes. Excuse me. Gerdes tries passing underneath, taken away by Plath and regained by Weiss. Misses his shot, rebounded by Rutz. Rutz all the way down to Radical. Radical to Quaid. Quaid for 2. Gerdes with it again. Pass to Conda, back to Gerdes. Gerdes looks to cross half court, taken away by Radical, regained by Gerdes. Pass ahead to Weiss. Weiss tries going underneath to Reddy, taken away by Rutz. Rutz skip pass ahead to Plath. Plath out to Quaid, fakes a 3, drives inside, passes to Rademacher. Rademacher inside for 2. Anderson with it now. Anderson across to Conda after going through Gerdes. To Gerdes. He'll cross half court, pass underneath to Anderson. Goes up for a shot, misses. Ball is rebounded by Rademacher. And he'll bounce it off of Reddy to maintain possession. Oh no, they're going to say it's Lincoln's ball. Weiss now to pass in. Weiss will attempt to get it into Burnt, and they're going to be a foul, I believe, called on Rutz. Nope, on Quaid. Be Quaid's first personal, team's first of the half. Weiss now to pass in. Gets it inside to Anderson, goes up for a shot, misses, rebounded there by Quaid. Quaid dribbling up the court. Gets the ball tipped out from underneath. Conda with it now. Conda across to Anderson. Anderson back to Conda. Looks to drive left. Tries passing underneath. Taken away by Quaid. To Rutz. And Rutz will take it up the court for the Lancers. 30-8. Lancers lead by 22. 12-18 left to play. Plath with it. Looks to drive. Pass to Rutz. Fakes a 3. Drives. Pass out to Rademacher. Tipped by Anderson. Taken. No, tipped by Gerdes, taken by Anderson. Anderson tries getting across to Conda, taken away by Quaid after the tip from Plath. Quaid inside to Rademacher, underneath to Radical, goes up and not quite in for 2. Rebounded there by Weiss, pass out to Gerdes, and Gerdes will take it the other way. Pass out to Conda. Conda looks 3, passes inside to Weiss, tipped out by Radical, and a foul will be called, I believe, on Radical. It'll be Radical's first personal, team's second of the half. Weiss shooting 2. Weiss will make his first, and then we'll shoot one more. Subs coming in for both sides. Nope, just for the Lancers at the moment. Be Leduc, Thorough, and Brando coming in. And it appears Olsen will come in for Weiss whenever he's done taking his free throws. Haverhill missed this one, rebounded by Thorough, Burnt, and Anderson. Jump ball is called, and it remained the Hornets ball. And then we'll get the sub in. Olsen in for Weiss. Anderson now to pass in for the Hornets. Anderson will get it into Conda. Conda back to Anderson, takes a shot, dribbles back out, and passes to Gerdes. Gerdes looks to drive. Lays one up, misses, rebounded there by Plath. Plath ahead to Radical, underneath to Thorough. Thorough up for 2, no good, rebounded by Leduc. Pass out to Brando. Brando fakes 3, drives inside, lays one up, misses, short, rebounded there by Olsen. Olsen out to Conda, and Conda will take it the other way for the Hornets. Conda looks to drive underneath, takes a shot, misses. Foul, I believe, is called on Olsen, and it is Olsen's first personal, team third of the half. Leduc now to pass in. Gets it into Brando. Brando across half court, then gets it down to Radical. Radical skip pass to Plath. Plath looks underneath, no good. Skip pass, then underneath to Radical, tipped away by 2 people, and then finally gained by Burnt. body is called Plath. That's his first personal, team's second. Thompson comes in for Plath. Nope, team's third. And Burns will shoot 2. Okay, they said the points counted as well. He don't make it. The score is now 30-12. Lancers lead by 18. Brando not taking it the other way for the Lancers. Brando across to Radical. Radical underneath to Thompson. Back out to Radical. To Brandel. Brandel to Thompson. Tip taken away by Gerdes. Gerdes looks to drive. Passes out to Burnt. Burnt gets it out to Conda. Goes to Olsen. To Reddy. To Conda for 3. No good. Rebounded by Burnt. Puts it up and in for 2. Brandon not taking it the other way for the Lancers. Brando across to Radical. Radical takes a 3. Misses long. Rebounded there by Thorough. Thorough out to Brando. Brando fakes a 3. Passes to Thompson. Thompson 3. Rolls around the rim and out. Rebounded by Leduc. Puts it up and in for 2. Conda down to Reddy. Reddy with the jump shot. No good. Rebounded there by Thompson. Thompson takes it the other way. Passes across to Radical. Fakes a 3. Passes back out to Thompson. Looks to Brandel. Brandel back to Thompson. Hornets have now moved to a 2-3. Thompson with it again. Back to Brandel. Inside to Thorough. Goes underneath, but foul is called before the shot on Reddy. It'll be his first personal, team's 4th of the half. Rutz and Rademacher in for the Lancers. Johnson and Anderson in for the Hornets. Rutz now to pass in. He'll get it into Brandel. Brandel gets it across to Rutz. Tipped away, taken away by Anderson. Anderson goes underneath to Burnt. Burnt out to Reddy. Reddy to Johnson. Jump ball is called between Johnson and Brandel. Wales now comes in for the Lancers. And it'll be the Lancers ball. Wales now to pass in. 32-14 is the score. Lancers lead by 16. 8:38 left to play. Sido across to Thompson. Thompson then down to Rademacher. Back up to Thompson. Then across to Rutz. Rutz drives. Passes out to Wales. Wales to Thompson. Thompson back to Wales. Inside to Leduc. Leduc passes out to Rutz. Looking for some space. Drives underneath. Passes out to Wales. Fakes a 3. And it is tripped up there by Gerdes. That'll be his first personal, team's 5th. Yes. 5th of the half. Weiss and Conda will come in for the Hornets. Wales into Rutz. Rutz across to Thompson. Thompson looks to drive, then passes out to Rutz. Rutz for 3. No good. Just a little bit long. Rebounded there by Rademacher. Puts it back up. Misses. And the ball will go out on Leduc. Weiss now gets it into Anderson, and Anderson will take it the other way for the Hornets. Lance is again running a 2-3. Tries getting it up top to Conda, taken away by Thompson. Thompson across to Rutz. Rutz to Wales. Wales inside to Rademacher. And the foul is called, I believe, on Conda. And it is. Conda's second personal on team 6. Team 6 for the half. Roots now to pass in. Roots to get it into Wales. Fakes 3. Passes across to Thompson. Thompson inside to Rademacher. Back out to Wales. Wales to Roots. Roots for 3. No good this time. Misses off the inside of the rim. Rebounded there by Anderson, who will take it the other way for the Hornets. Anderson gets stopped on his drive. Passes underneath to Weiss. And the foul will be called on one of the Lancers. And it will be called on Roots. Roots' second personal, team's 4th of the half. Quaid in for Roots. And Gerdes in for the Hornets. Olsen also comes in for the Hornets. Gerdes to pass in. He'll get it into Conda. Fakes the pass, then gets it down to Gerdes. Gerdes out to Anderson. Anderson with the drive, then the jump shot from high post. Scores for 2. Quaid with it. Quaid out to Rademacher. Rademacher to Quaid. Ball's being tipped around. Regained by Quaid. Takes a shot. Passes out to Leduc. Leduc to Wales in the corner. Skip pass to Rademacher. Rademacher jump shot just inside high post. Misses. Rebounded by Quaid. Puts it up. Scores. And is fouled from behind. Foul will be called on Olsen. That'll be his second personal, team's 7th. Carstensen in for the Lancers. Weiss in for the Hornets. Quaid shooting 1. 34-16, 6:42 left to play in the first half. Last half, sorry. Quaid will make his extra point as well. Gerdes now taking it the other way. Pass across to Conda. Conda to Gerdes. And time clock error. Clock wasn't running. Anderson with it. Anderson goes underneath to Gerdes. Gerdes to Burnt. Burnt goes up with a shot. Misses. Rebounded there by Carstensen. Pass out to Quaid. Quaid looking to drive. Goes up for a shot and no good. Rolls around the rim and out. Rebounded by Carstensen, and the foul will be called on Carstensen. First personal, team's 5th. Keeney in for Thompson. On the side of the Lancers, Weiss now to pass in. He'll get it into Anderson, and Anderson will take it to the court for the Hornets. Anderson across to Conda. Then drives, passes out to Gerdes in the corner for 3. No good, just off the inside of the rim. Rebounded there by Quaid. Quaid taking it down the court. Lays it up and in with a fake pass to Rademacher along the way. Conda with it. Conda tries going underneath, almost taken away by Wales. However, Gerdes is able to maintain possession and score for 2. Wales into Quaid, and Quaid will take it the other way for the Lancers. Quaid looking to drive, stops short, passes out to Wales. Wales skip pass to Keeney. Keeney inside to Quaid. Quaid underneath to Carstensen, taken away by Burnt. Burnt then to Anderson, and Anderson to take it the other way for the Hornets. Anderson to Gerdes. Skip pass to Conda. Conda looks inside, then passes out to Anderson. Anderson stops short. Along the baseline, passes out to Weiss, to Conda. Conda across to Anderson. Anderson for 3. No good. Rebounded there by Quaid. Quaid ahead to Wales, and Wales take it the other way. 4:40 left to play. Wales tries passing out. Tipped away by Gerdes, and it'll fall out on Wales. And a lot of subs. Radical, Plath, Thorough, and Brandel all in for the Lancers. And they'll have Reddy and Olsen come in for the Hornets. Conda with it. Inside to Weiss. Weiss inside to Olsen. Up with the shot and scores for 2. Plath now with it for the Lancers. Plath gets it across to Brandel. Brandel gets a screen. Pass comes now to Keeney. Keeney underneath to Radical, to Thorough. And Thorough is fouled. And I did not see the foul was called on. Nope, that'll be on Weiss. That'll be his second personal, team's 8th. And Thorough will be shooting a 1-on-1, I believe. I don't think he put it up. And it is. He misses that, though. Rebounded there by Reddy. Pass out to Weiss. Then to Gerdes. Gerdes to Conda. Looks high post to Weiss. Back out to Gerdes. Gerdes drives the right lane. Up with the shot. No good. Rebounded by Brandel. Brandel now taking it the other way for the Lancers. Brandel goes down to Keeney. Keeney in the corner. Looks underneath to Radical, no good. Rebound, pass out to Plath. Plath to Brandel. Brandel back to Plath. Nothing inside for him. Passes back to Brandel. Brandel high post to Thorough. Thorough to Radical. Radical out to Plath. Plath for deep 2. And he'll hit it. Conda now taking it the other way. Lens is up by 19. 39-20. 3:14 left to play. Conda gets it across to Reddy. Reddy drives underneath, gets stopped, and passes out to Weiss. Weiss also stopped underneath, passes out to Gerdes. Gerdes to Conda. Conda looking drive, passes underneath to Weiss. Ball's tipped around and will fall out on Weiss. Keeney now to pass in for the Lancers. Keeney into Radical, and Radical will take it up the court for the Lancers. Radical across to Brandel. Brandel back to Radical. Across to Keeney. Keeney underneath to Plath. Plath skip pass across to Brandel. Brandel for 3. No good. Misses right. And the ball will go out of bounds on the Lancers. Johnson and Anderson in for the Hornets. Weiss now to pass in. 2:34 left to play. Anderson with it. Anderson will get it inside to Johnson. Johnson out to Weiss. Looks to go up for a shot. Fouled before the shot, I believe, by Thorough. Yeah. Thorough's second personal, team 6th. And it was not a shooting foul, so Weiss will pass in. Attempts to get it into Johnson. Radical with the kick. Weiss tries going inside. Tipped this time by Radical with his hands instead of his feet. Passes out to Keeney. Keeney stops short. Keeney gets it across to Radical. Radical to Brandel. Back to Radical. Radical back to Brandel. Brandel for 3. Misses up the front of the rim. Rebounded there by Olsen. And the foul will be called, I believe, on Radical. And it will be on Radical. Second personal, team's 7th. Leduc and Thompson will come in for the Lancers. And Olsen will be shooting a 1-on-1.
Olsen's first shot just misses. Rebounded by Weiss. Out, tipped away by Keeney. back across to Anderson. Anderson up top to Johnson. Over to Conda. Corner to Weiss. Takes the three. Hits out front of the rim. Goes weak side. And Brandel will take it up the court for the Lancers. Pass to Keeney. High post to Thorough. Attempts a pass to Leduc. And he goes out of bounds. Subs in Carstensen and Wales for the Lancers. And Reddy and Gerdes for the Hornets. Weiss into Gerdes. Gerdes to Reddy. Reddy to Johnson. Johnson to Weiss. And Weiss will be fouled. And he will be shooting 2, I believe. Oh. He'll be shooting a 1-on-1. It's a bonus shot. 54 seconds left. Weiss's first shot rolls around the rim. Rebounded by Carstensen. Nice save by Carstensen, but passes to Weiss. Goes up. Misses. And a foul will be called on Olsen, I believe. And Carstensen will be shooting a 1-on-1. It's Olsen's third personal, team's 9th. Carstensen's first shot hits off the back rim. Pass up court to Gerdes. Pass to low post. Goes up, hits out backboard. Fadeaway shot. Nice attempt by Weiss there to save it. Didn't plant his feet in bounds though, and it'll be the Lancers' ball. Thompson to pass in to Wales. Wales takes it up with 30 seconds left. Wales to Brandel. Brandel back to Wales to Thompson, swinging it around the top. Back to Wales. Wales to Thompson. 8 seconds left. Thompson to Wales. Wales to Thompson. And Thompson will hold it as time expires. 39-20. Lancers win by 19. We'll be back in a few minutes for the varsity match.